Hey everybody, what's going on? Today I want to talk about a particular movie that that I hold a very special spot in my heart. It's a movie that I was a young kid. It was one of the first horror movies that I ever saw as a young child. That I got a very strong emotional attachment to it for a lot of reasons, and the potential legacy sequel that supposedly is in development and they're trying to get greenlit, and I've been hearing about it now for a couple of years, and every now and again you start hearing these rumors about it, and that is I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, I kind of view Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer like Batman and Robin. That's kind of a little bit of a weird analogy, but in the late 90s, Scream came along and made horror cool again. It revitalized horror. And then, that's kind of, you got your A. And then I Know What You Did Last Summer comes out the following year. And in that run from Scream to Final Destination, in my opinion, from 96 to 2000 was that 4-year run. I Know What You Did Last Summer, in my opinion, is probably the next best movie out of that bunch. And I love, I do have a very, very soft spot for that film. I know a lot of people think it's pretty cheesy and it's lame and corny and it's just the good looking cast. But the nostalgic connection I have with that film is what makes it very special to me. And yes, well, for the same reasons with Scream, yes, as a young little boy, I was heavily crushing on Julie James, Jennifer Love Hewitt, along with Sarah Michelle Gellar. You gotta, I gotta love Helen Shivers and Julie James, yes. And I'm a big avid Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan as well, so yes. But I love that film. There's a lot of callbacks to the original Halloween, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. That chase scene with Helen and the fisherman with Ben Willis, that is clearly a callback to Halloween. If you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. And, a couple of times here and there over the last few years, I've been hearing that they're looking to try to do this legacy sequel with that film as well. Because there is I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and the god awful, never going to watch it again, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. No, I saw that movie once as a teenager. Never will I watch it again. Don't remember a damn thing about it other than Ben Willis is a ghost and Don Shanks, who played Michael Myers in Part 5, was the fisherman. Fuck that. Never watching it again. But, recently, I think it was like a month or two ago, Jennifer Love Hewitt herself said on a podcast that she'd be down to return. I remember it was even before then, I guess there was some sort of false ad that came out saying that both Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. were like both on board to come back for this, and they had both agreed to be on board for this film. And apparently that was false information. But then we had her basically say, "Oh, I love that film. I love Julie James. I'm down to come back." And I'd like to see what they could do with that. I mean, yes, it's kind of like how I feel with a lot of, I Know What You Did Last Summer does not hold a candle to Scream. But like I said, it does hold a very, very special spot in my heart just for the nostalgic, that it was a movie as a young kid. I just watched it over and over and over again, and I loved it. I thought The Fisherman was pretty cool, and it'd be interesting. And I want to talk about a few things that I as of right now, I've thought about it a lot over the last couple of years of what I would and wouldn't like to see, but I haven't taken any time recently to really think about it. This is just going off of how I feel in the moment right now. Some things I would like to see and wouldn't like to see if this does end up happening. Because, if it does end up happening, I'll be there day one. If it goes into a theater, it might not get a theatrical release because it doesn't have the the fan base with I Know What You Did compared to Scream is, you know, 1,000,000 to 1. So who knows if this just was like a Netflix film or whatever. I'll be as soon as that's released, I will be there in front of my television, ready to go. I know that I think it was last year or the year before, they had an Amazon Prime television series that was not too wasn't too big of a fan of. I didn't even bother having my wife watch it with me because I was basically already thinking this is going to be garbage, and was not a fan. Didn't get renewed for a second season, and not watching that again. I'm going to stick with that original film. The sequel, I still know is pretty lackluster compared to the original, but you know it's still tolerable. Came out, they rushed it a year later, and they go to the Bahamas, and Jack Black's a pothead, and you know Ray is a little bit more. His character is a little better because in that first movie, Freddie Prinze is just buried to all hell by Sarah Michelle and Jennifer Love Hewitt, Ryan Felipe. You know Ray just gets shit all over. And sucks for Freddie Prinze. Freddie Prinze Jr., if you're watching this, you know, you are a Star Wars guru, you're a huge wrestling fan, you were a great writer in the WWE the short time you were there. No offense to you, man, but your character, I don't think you are needed as much as Julie James. They need Jennifer Love Hewitt for this to work. If you cannot get her, don't waste your time. That's what I got to say, that I don't think we need Freddie Prinze. We need Jennifer Love Hewitt. We do not need Freddie Prinze Jr. For this to work, in my opinion. If they're both there, I'm down. I'm cool with it. I'm all right with it. But I think we can make it work with just one of them. And that one has to be Jennifer Love Hewitt. And another thing that I'd like to see is, you know, for it to be just the atmosphere in that first film was pretty cool with the summertime. I want it to be taking place at the same time of year. I think it would be odd for this to be like in the middle of winter. I don't think it would fit. I want it to be the same seasonal atmosphere and feel. Just like it's like I don't want to see a Halloween film and like a Florida beach. It's like no. I don't want to see Michael Myers walking on the beach. That would probably make me sick to my stomach. So when it comes to, you know, the mood and atmosphere of I Know What You Did Last Summer, I'd like it to take place the same kind of, you know, a summertime, 4th of July kind of thing. That would be pretty cool. Now, if we have both Julie and Ray as characters in this, you know, I want them to play that legacy character role. I want this to be based around a new group of young kids who do something fucked up. Maybe not them hitting somebody with a car, but have it be an instance where this new crop of characters needs to seek help. I don't want to see Julie and Ray married with kids and have it be their daughter and her friends who kill somebody. It's too predictable. I kind of don't want to see that because it's too easy. I want them to take a little bit of time to think about it and make it more interesting. Something a little different. Have Julie James be have her be a well-known figure in the town. Just how like in Halloween, everybody knew Laurie Strode was that crazy Michael Myers chick out in the woods doing her thing, turning into Sarah Connor. Everybody knew she was the crazy girl in town. Let people know that Julie James is that girl who went through some fucked up shit, and have this new group of characters go to her for help and guidance and advice. I'd like to see that and have her like mentor this new group through the problems that they're going through. Yes, I don't think I would mind seeing it be the fisherman. That character is, in my opinion, a little undervalued in horror as iconic horror characters. He's no Michael Myers, no Jason Voorhees. He is no Freddy Krueger. He is no Ghostface, no Chucky, no Leatherface, nothing like that. But the Fisherman, it's a cool, interesting aspect. But, Ben Willis is dead and gone. It's not going to be Ben Willis' son. I don't want it to be Ben Willis' third cousin. I want it to be something different. But I wouldn't mind it being somebody kind of like taking the throne as the Fisherman. I think I'd be on board with that. Having it be the same character as that, that same iconic character, just as, having it be somebody different. It's a revenge story. That's really what it is. I think what they did was pretty fucked up. I think they got what they deserved for trying to dump his body and fucking having them come after him like that. They got what they deserved. Excuse me there. But something I definitely don't want to see is a lot of technology. Now, it's hard in the day and age that we live in. I get it. It's not 1997 anymore. It's 2024. I get it. But try to keep it a little more limited. I don't want to see a shit ton of people on their phone throughout this whole film. If this happens, it would be too distracting. It would feel too much like a modern day thing. It was kind of nice when you're watching that original movie and you don't see those characters on a shit ton of cell phones, on pagers and shit like that. That was still in its infancy. And to see that old computer they were on, it was awesome. I'd like it to stick to that kind of that mindset and the way that first movie was. Chances of that are slim to none. I get it. We don't live in that day and age anymore. But it would be kind of cool. I get it with Scream. It's harder because it's based off, Ghostface and the phone calls and stuff. It's hard. It's hard to make things the way they used to in the day and age that we're living. I get it. It's going to suck, but it is what it is. I am in full support, and I want to see this happen, but I want it to be... I want it to honor that original film more than anything. I particularly would rather see it be a sequel to just like the original film. You can kind of forget about and I still know, and definitely I'll always know. I'd prefer it just be the original 1997 film. But it looks like it's, from what I've heard recently, it looks like it's gonna, I still know, will be canon, and I'm okay with that. I'm alright with that. Brandy's still alive, whatever, who cares? But, I personally would prefer just that first movie, but, we'll see what happens. It's probably gonna be both of them. But I just want it, like I said, I want it to honor that first movie more than anything. And, that it's, I think it's very, very underappreciated. Yeah, it's more or less, and from what I've heard from a lot of casual fans, it's really mostly well known for just the hot cast, whatever. But I do think it's a overall pretty damn good movie. And I'm going to end it here with something I definitely don't want to see. Is it just, like I've said, that I want this to be more based off of, with, if Julie and Ray are back, have them kind of play the role that Dewey, Sidney, and Gale played in Scream 5, where it was centered around that new crop of characters, and they properly utilized the legacy Big Three. They were not swamping that film. They were able to make that film about the new characters. And I want it the same way with a movie like I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't want it all about Julie James and Ray. I want and if they're married or whatever, if it's their kid or who knows, we'll see what happens. But, have the legacy characters just sprinkled in and, have them do their job that way. But, Julie James, Jennifer Love Hewitt has got to be a focal point of this. But I want it to, I think for it to be is the best probability of success is to try to get emotionally attached to new characters. And I, if Ray is back, I kind of want him to bite the bullet. I kind of want him gone. I would not mind if Ray Prince Jr.'s character, that's it. I'll be fine with that because, like I said, he's kind of the most boring anyway, in my opinion. No offense to you, Freddie, but it is what it is. But that's just this is how I just feel right now. No sitting down and thinking about it. I just wanted to do this because I've been thinking about it a lot. So if you guys want to let me know your thoughts down below, are you a fan of I Know What You Did Last Summer? Are you a fan of that film, that franchise? Hey, if you enjoy I Still Know or I Always Know, who cares? That's okay. Like I've said, you can like any movies you want. We all have different opinions, different views, but let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and let's see. I mean, I really hope this does happen. Like I said, there's been rumblings about it for a couple of years now, but it seems to be getting a little more traction as of late, and I'm pushing for it. As you see, I got a little poster back there framed because, like I said, it's a special movie to me. That run, that late '90s run, is special to me because that's what that crop of movies is what introduced me to horror. That crop of movies is what my brother brought me up on. So I love that film with all my heart. It's cheesy and corny as hell, but I love it. It is what it is. That's why I want them to take the time and do it right if they decide to greenlight this and they do have some sort of project with I Know What You Did Last Summer. So thank you guys very much. Until next time, talk to you soon. Peace out.